The New England Patriots get a double dose of good news coming out of their Week 1 win against the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's jump into it. My name is Aaron. As always, you know, this is Sports Talk Patriots on the daily, pushing out content to people just like you who love the New England Patriots. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like, and comment below at some point. So today's episode, we got some good news, some things that people have not talked about. As well, we're going to be jumping into some offensive line stuff. As well, at the end, talking a little about Keon White. Dog. So let's jump into it. First of all, first part of good news, and I think this is awesome just because when it comes to the rapport of the New England Patriots, it's awesome to see, and that is the fact that in power rankings, and I know a lot of people are like, ESPN, I don't really care, this is all objective, but still, going from being ranked 30th in the league to 24th, getting a win over a team that a lot of people thought was a playoff team. And again, there is still 16 games left to play. A lot can happen. But when it comes down to it, the New England Patriots surprised the NFL. You know it. I know it. So it's good to see that people are giving them a little respect. I think for the weeks to come, they have an opportunity to surprise more. Again, there needs to be more offensive efficiency. There needs to be the run game there. Yes, pass game, we got to get that rolling. That is the big thing right there. So awesome to see. I think that's the first good piece of good news. The other good piece is the fact we're going to talk about MJ. And I'm not talking about the OG GOAT Michael Jordan from the Chicago Bulls, but I'm talking about our guard who filled in for City So off the practice squad. So he was a standard elevation. What's interesting, if you did not know, practice squad, you can carry 17 players. One of those players being an international player. You can count, that is part of it. As well, what you can do is you can elevate them. So they get 3 standard elevations. After that, you have to sign them to the active roster. So one of those was Michael Jordan himself. That's right, Airman. Air Jordan. There we go. Whatever. I grew up in the 90s. Loved MJ. Anyways, everyone's like, come on now, really? So this is what's good about this. This is what's great about this. Again, our biggest question mark going into this game, offensive line. Is it going to be serviceable? Are they going to be able to do anything? Are we going to be able to move the ball? And we answered a lot of those questions. And for the most part, we were like, yeah, wow, they did a lot better than we expected. Looking at this offensive line as well, one, I gotta give credit to Peters, offensive line coach. Awesome, great job. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. Now, especially when you're looking at the edge rushers, when you have Hendrickson as well as Hubbard, they were kept at bay. The offensive line only gave up 1 sack. So when it comes down to it, Michael Jordan coming in, kind of a journeyman in the NFL. He had, I believe, about 30 starts on a couple different teams. And so being able to come in off the practice squad and start and have a solid game is impressive. So well done. That is good news, knowing that this practice squad, a lot of people are like, Aaron, the practice squad, that's not really that important. In a situation like this where you can take someone who is literally not on the active roster and say, hey, listen, you're going to be starting, that's a big deal. So good news to know, hey, when it comes to the offensive line and people like Michael Jordan, they're figuring things out. They're being, though you can still call this line Frankenstein, because it's like, who the heck, who knows what it's going to look in, week out. But this is good news to know you can take someone like MJ, Michael Jordan, Duncan from the free throw line. I mean, pulling at guard and doing everything he can. Awesome job. Now, sticking to offensive line, Okorafor just has been struggling, and this is more going into kind of the more frustrating news. So he was taken out of the game. He was benched, and Lowe was put in for him. Lowe did a much better job off the edge, especially playing that left tackle. This just reiterates more and more we need to draft a left tackle. I know you're like, Aaron, you're beating a dead horse. Yes, I understand, but I'm going to say it again. We need to draft a left tackle, and so Okorafor, it's just not his position. That is not where he's at. Left tackle is not where he's been at. It's been right tackle. Again, and Nwenu is on the other side, also did a great job. And so I do not know what's going to happen with Okorafor. Now, when he was with the Steelers, he was let go, waived in last February. So again, they didn't care much for him. So it's going to be interesting to see his future with the New England Patriots and his just NFL career. So we will see what happens. Maybe he can get stuff together. They can put him in a spot that he is more accustomed to. We will see. Altogether with the offensive line, comment below. What do you think? What did you think about their play? Obviously, I'm trending towards the positive side. We can all agree with that, especially with the run game and how that went. But what do you think it's going to, one, look like week in and week out coming into this next game next week? And what were the awesome things that you saw from the offensive line? Comment below. I want to hear it. And then maybe any comments on Okorafor. What's your thought when it comes to him? So I just thought that was interesting. As well, the New England Patriots added another player, defensive tackle from the Minnesota Vikings. There we go. He was dropped by the Minnesota Vikings. Roy to the practice squad. So just adding more depth to that defensive tackle spot where Barmore, most likely at this point, we are going to guess that he's going to be out the rest of the year. Now, going back to the standard elevation, Tristan Hill was brought up, didn't have any stats, but he did get in. So again, he was one of those guys at points during training camp. It was fringe. Is he going to make the team or not? So I think it's good that he ended up being on the practice squad. Now, last but not least, I thought this was an interesting story, and I thought it was just kind of funny. Random. Keon White subjected to random NFL drug test after dominant performance versus Bengals. When you get 2.5 sacks, people are going to be asking some questions. So I just thought it was kind of funny. Matthew Judon left. A lot of people were stressed. A lot of people were upset. There were some people that are like, all right, hey, good riddance. Again, let's look at it from this baseline. Say, for instance, we don't extend him. He plays the whole year, and then he leaves and we get nothing. At least we got a 3rd-round pick out of him. At least we got something up for him. Now, Keon White, again, I've been talking a ton on this guy. He has a high motor. He has the intangibles to be an elite pass rusher, and I think he showed that this past week, and I think he will continue to show that. I think he will continue on to the point where he is having a Pro Bowl season. Again, you might be like, whoa, pump the brakes. But again, this defense, we have never questioned this defense. Maybe a couple players that are kind of stepping up into these new roles like White. But as a whole, I think Keon White is going to be a dog. Now, think with Barmore on that line and him, golly, that would have been disgusting. Would have been crazy. Now, again, biggest concerns, again, coming out from week 1, we need to get the passing game going. Joe Burrow couldn't even get the passing game going. And again, I don't think the Cincinnati Bengals secondary is anything to write home about. Von Bell, he's all right, but besides that, it's okay. So the thing is, winning a game 16-10, you need to be able to put up more points. You need to be able to put up more points. So I think going into this week, we will see what happens, but I'm hoping that will be the case. So again, comment below on any of the stuff. I don't care. Love hearing from you guys. My name is Aaron. This is Sports Talk Patriots. Do me a favor on the way out. Pound that subscribe button, like, comment below. Talk to you later. Peace.